It was a rough week 1 for the New England Patriots against the Las Vegas Raiders, and they are currently 0-1. Well, there are tons of changes that need to be made if they want to go 1-1 into the season, or unfortunately, if they don't want to start 0-2. We're going to break all those down, but before we get into it, live on Sunday at noon Eastern, we will be live once again for our second watch party of the NFL season. And you could also, during that time, enter to win a Patriots jersey. So turn on your notifications right now and also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on our watch party. Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper, and the Patriots are going to need to make a lot of changes if they want to win this weekend against Miami, in Miami, against the Dolphins. Before we get into it, I thought I'd give you guys the injury report that came out earlier today. Head coach Mike Vrabel pretty much said that Christian Gonzalez is still recovering from his hamstring injury. Unfortunately, he did not practice today, and he's progressing, but I wouldn't expect him to see him on Sunday. Harold Landry, Morgan Moses, Keon White, Kayshon Boutte, Christian Ellis, and Marte Mapu all showed up on the injury report, with Boutte, Ellis, and Mapu being limited, and Morgan Moses and Harold Landry did not practice with foot injuries. Keon White is unfortunately sick. Hopefully he's okay. And I kind of think with the age of Morgan Moses and the age of Harold Landry that maybe this is just kind of all speculation, but hopefully that's just a rest day and they're okay and ready to play on Sunday. Let's get into the changes that need to be made. The first one, and this is a big one for me, and that is they need to commit to running the football. We saw in the first half they tried to make it happen, and it wasn't happening. And in the second half, they didn't try whatsoever. It was, hey, we're going to abandon the run game at all costs, and we're only going to throw the ball. 29 dropbacks with Drake May and only 2 rush attempts. And one of them was with Antonio Gibson. And I get it. Like, the Patriots, they weren't doing anything on offense. They weren't getting any movement with the run game. Ramondre Stevenson had a terrible game. Travion Henderson had an okay game. But just because you couldn't get it going doesn't mean you have to completely stop trying and completely abandon it and just say, screw it, we're not going to do it the rest of the game. Like, that is just not how football works. And that just helped the Raiders because they went, oh, they ain't going to run the ball. We're going to play it pass every single time. And that's why nobody can get open. But when it also comes to kind of just, hey, we got to be better, Ramondre Stevenson has to be better. And you could see those stats right there. 7 carries, 15 yards, 2.1 average. Like, 2.1 yards per carry is unacceptable. And we know that Ramondre is not the same player that he was back in 2022 when he rushed for 1,000 yards. And I'll give him kind of a little bit of credit that most of his 15 yards came from after contact. But when you look at the PFF run block grades from Sunday's game, Will Campbell played great. Jared Wilson was iffy. Garrett Bradbury was solid. Onwenu not so much, and Morgan Moses. But if you watch the tape, you noticed that they didn't run the ball to the outsides at all. You saw Will Campbell. He was locking Malcolm Kuntz down until the fourth quarter. Why don't you at least try to run to the outsides? They didn't do that once. It was inside game and then just stupid pitch plays, and I hate that. So with no run game, the Raiders just absolutely focused on the passing plays. You saw not much blitzing. Everybody's dropping back into coverage. And Drake May, he had plenty of time to throw. He stood back there and had enough time to make a sandwich, but no one was getting open. And we saw, like, Kayshon Boutte had 4 catches in the first half. And what did he do in the second half? He had 2. It was not that much, but that was because the Raiders said, they're abandoning the run game. We're going to abandon the run defense. So you got to at least attempt to run the ball and give Henderson more carries. Come on, man. Come on. What is the biggest change that you guys think the Patriots need to do? Is it you have to completely get the run game involved? Because another thing, if you have a run game, you can set up play action. We saw Hunter Henry catch a couple good passes at the beginning of the game and then just completely kind of phased out because the play action wasn't there. So go down in the comment section right now. What's the biggest change that the Patriots need? Second one, play the rookies, man. I am tired of hearing, I know it's only week 1, but I am tired of just hearing, oh, they got to just kind of ease them into the game because it's a big difference between college and the NFL. We did not see the rookies on the field at all. It as much as we should. For one, Efton Chisholm barely played. And I'm not I'm excluding Jared Wilson and Craig Woodson because they are starters by default. The Patriots did not have a good left guard, and that's why Cole Strange is now on the Miami Dolphins. And for some God-forsaken reason, you cut Jabril Peppers, and now he's in Pittsburgh. Well, who do you play the next 2 weeks? Miami, Pittsburgh. But that's off topic. Get back to the rookies. Kyle Williams only saw 7 snaps, and TreVeyon Henderson only saw 25. When you look at the all the snap counts for every single player, they got rarely any. Stephon Diggs only played 40%, but that's an excuse. He's easing his way back into the game. For Kyle Williams and TreVeyon Henderson, I wanted to see way, way, way more. And with Matt Collins, you could see right here, he got 38 snaps on offense on Sunday and 1 catch. 2 targets, by the way, for 3 yards. You're telling me Kyle Williams wasn't going to be able to do the same exact things? Like, we knew that the Patriots' problem was that they did not have a deep threat going into the draft. So that's what they did. They drafted Kyle Williams as a deep threat. And Matt Collins was also signed as a deep threat. Well, clearly, after 1 week, we saw Matt Collins is not the answer. It is time to take the training wheels off of Kyle Williams and just let him go. Let's see how he is. We saw him in the preseason. He can run routes. He is a speedster. He can take the top off the defense. Why are we only playing Kyle Williams 7 snaps when Matt Collins, who is less of a talent than Kyle Williams, getting way more? I don't agree with it whatsoever. And I love you, Pop. I love you. I'm a big fan, and I said that you were going to break out this year. But how the hell do you have 2 catches for -2 yards and you scored a touchdown? How is that possible? I don't understand how. And watching that, and he had, I think it was 7 targets. He had a bad drop. Drake May missed him. But watching that after 1 week, and I talked that I think Efton Chisholm was going to be inactive for a couple weeks of the season before we started to see him maybe get a chance. Well, after 1 week and you saw your your slot wide receiver only get 2 catches and for negative yards, is it time to bring him in and give him a chance? I think it might be, because if the Patriots go into Miami where their secondary sucks and they just lost whatever his name, Duck Storm, I think is his, Storm Duck. Yeah, Duck Storm. Isn't that a funny name? If the secondary of Miami is that bad and Pop Douglas can't get open, I think you might need to bring in your only other slot receiver, not counting Stephon Diggs, bring in Efton Chisholm, and at least just give him a chance. Just give him a chance, and let's just see how he does, because what do you have to lose? You don't have anything to lose. If he plays good, well, you just found an absolute gem, and he showed it in the preseason. So let's see if he could do it in the regular season. Going to get to our other changes that need to be made on the roster, but I got to tell you about our sponsor of today's show, and that is Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in. Prize Picks is the best way to win cash this football season. Which players are going off? Which ones aren't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your takes into cash all season long on Prize Picks. You can make a lineup, and right now, Prize Picks is giving you a max discount on Travis Kelce. Just needs 1 receiving yard. And the player projections, they're already up on Prize Picks for the Patriots-Dolphins game. So make your lineup today if you want to put your sports opinions to the test, and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right, the last one that I'm going to say, and it's because what we saw on Sunday, if you guys paid attention to the Dolphins-Colts game, Tua was awful. And they blitzed, and well, going to the Patriots game, the Patriots blitzed the Raiders a ton. And they got to the quarterback. But Geno Smith also lit them up. This was the Patriots' pressure on Sunday. They were 3rd in blitz rate, 43.6%. For sack rate, they were 5th, 10.3%, and pressure rate, they were 10th at 38.5%. Well, your two best players were your guys that were trying to get to the quarterback every single play. You had Harold Landry on one side, 5 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks, 7 pressures, and his pressure rate was 25%. And Milton Williams, who's on the inside, and besides the one play we saw him go into coverage, which I still don't understand why you did that, don't get it, 4 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 0 sacks, 7 pressures, and a 23% pressure rate. Focus on your linebackers in coverage. There's no need to send Christian Ellis. There's no need to send Robert Spillane. You have Williams and Landry getting the pressure. And we saw Tua had 27 dropbacks. When he was kept clean, he did complete a lot of passes, but not for a lot of yards. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. And his average depth of target, 6.2 yards. Turnover-worthy plays, though, 9.1. But when he was under pressure, which was only 6 dropbacks, he was terrible. So you can still blitz a lot. You can still blitz the quarterback, but you don't need to almost 50% of the time. Like, you can chill out. You can chill out blitzing the quarterback. They did it a lot to Geno, and they got a lot of pressure to Geno. But he still lit your ass up for 360 yards. And with Tua, he still has Tyreek Hill. And with Tyreek Hill, he could take the top off the defense just like that. So kind of give your corners a little bit of help here. Get them with the safeties. Get them with the linebackers. Don't blitz that much, but you can also bring down a safety once in a while. Just once in a while. I don't want to see the third most blitz team in the league this week against the Dolphins. Who you got, though? Do you got the Patriots or do you have the Dolphins? Spam your NEs down in the comments section right now because we need it. The Patriots cannot go 0-2. I don't want to call it a must-win, but if you lose this game on Sunday, the sky might be falling. Give me an NE down in the comments section, and if you made it to the end of the video, go ahead and hit that sub button. We will be live on Sunday at noon o'clock for Patriots-Dolphins. You're not going to want to miss it. And as always, let's go Pats.